adventures. Welcome to another installment of Adventure Craft. As you know, every other week I'm going to do a short sort of a review of a project that I've done before and just kind of talk about it, just give you some ideas. I'm calling these short features Making History because it's my history. All right, this project is really interesting. I just finished working on it for the first time this past weekend. I'd seen this on the internet and I was in a chat room and somebody suggested that I try it out, and it's making rings. So here's the rings. These rings are made out of silverware, like silver spoons and silver forks. So if you imagine a spoon or a fork like this and you cut off what we call the bowl of the spoon, so you just have the stem or the handle, it becomes what is called a slug when you're making jewelry. So just a long, thin, skinny thing. And so now we're going to need to bend it to make it the shape of a ring. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how I did it, but I'm also going to try and adjust this ring. It's just a little tiny bit too loose for my thumb. These are going to be my pirate rings, so you got to wear one on your thumb apparently, according to Johnny Depp. So I brought some tools out. I'm going to have you take a look and we'll talk about what tools do what and what experiences I had. So here's my ring. These are from a socket wrench. So I'm going to use a socket because it's a round metal barrel. I need to find the socket that is the right size for my finger. So this socket here is just barely fitting the ring. So I think I might need to go with a slightly smaller one to try and make this one a little smaller. But I have a VISE wrench. The one that I saw on YouTube was a needle nose VISE wrench, so it was a long, skinny one. Then you have your, let's say this is your slug. You take your VISE wrench and you take your slug here. Now the guy on the video had like a plastic tube on the top. I just used this strip of leather. So put the leather down there, and that's so that your wrench won't scratch up your slug. So the idea is once it's clamped down good and tight, you'll put it down on the table and you'll start pounding on the sides with a rubber mallet, not a hammer. I think they used a nylon, but he said rubber would be good. And you're gradually going to bend it by hitting it. So I'm going to try and make an adjustment by using a slightly smaller socket. See if this will work. I'm going to put the ring in the socket. You can see that this slug or this handle was long enough that I could actually wrap it around more than once. Some of them weren't that long. Alright, so let's try. Put that there. This here. And clamp it down like this. Might have to adjust the tightness. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to hit it with the hammer. So be careful about the loud sound. Oh wow, yeah, that definitely got tighter. You see how it fits on my finger. Oh yeah, it's feeling tighter. Alright, let's try it again. Now I can. Wow, that is getting tighter. That's good. Now the one thing that I found was really tricky is the very ends don't want to turn that much. So I cheated for that part, and I did use an actual metal hammer so I could just bang down just the end. Now it feels like it's moving nicely. I do recommend that the longer rings were easier to bend. I had a really short spoon handle and it was very tricky to grasp it. Oh yeah, that's a good tight fit. It's not going to slip off, and you can see where it's wrapping past it. This one, you can see It did not go all the way to touching, but almost. So it just fits, and I have a little gap there. I found a vendor on Etsy that sold, there was 5 spoon handles for $10. So I think that was pretty good, but they were various different lengths, and it was just kind of a random thing like that. $2 for each of these rings, plus an afternoon's worth of work. And I hit my little finger with the hammer, so there was that too. But that was a pretty cool craft, and you could try that at home. There's lots of videos online about it. Please come back next weekend. I've got another really interesting craft that I've been working really hard on that I think you're gonna like. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'd like to see more of your comments down below because I want to know if you've tried any of the projects. So for now, make every day an adventure. See you later, everybody.